All right, what will Washington do to tighten its belt next year? Tomorrow, the president will submit his budget to Capitol Hill, and Senate Budget Committee hearings are going to kick off next week. Joining us now, the ranking member of the Senate Budget Committee and the member of the Armed Services Committee, Senator Jeff Sessions of Alabama. Senator, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you, Shannon. It's good to be with you.
All right, let's talk about the budget. We are getting some numbers trickling in, some things from the White House. I want to get your reaction to some of what we're hearing. That the administration plans to get 2/3 of the budget savings from spending cuts, but 1/3 from tax increases. Do you think that's possible? Is it workable?
The question is whether or not we're going to get any real change in the debt trajectory that we're on, which is just absolutely unsustainable. Clearly places our country at risk. Every witness we've ever had says it's an unsustainable path. I don't sense that that's what's going to be in his budget, but we'll see it tomorrow. It will be a defining moment for the president. Saturday, he said we could not, we had to live within our means as a nation. We have to do it, and so we'll see if he's serious about it. But from what he said at the State of the Union, he made no reference to entitlements and no commitment to reduce discretionary spending. If you don't do that, we're continuing in an unsustainable course.
And I heard from several folks testifying on the Hill this week. We heard this from CBO Director Doug Elmendorf. He said the same thing, urging members from both sides of the aisle to get serious and saying there are no good outlooks without major changes. But he said, you know, you have to be careful in the way that you do it. I mean, there's some criticism from Democrats that if you cut too much too soon, they think the GOP is going too far. It's going to wind up being job killing in the short term. How do you respond?
This is really important that needs to be rebutted. The House members were talking about a $100 billion cut out of a $3,500 billion spending by the United States government. That's not going to kick off a recession, but $100 billion reduced this year as part of the baseline means that over 10 years you'd have $1 trillion savings. This is the way you get the budget balance. This is the way you bring sanity. The International Monetary Fund said that we could reach last year 100%, our debt would be equal to 100% of our entire economy, our GDP. Now the new numbers are in, we'll reach 100%, they said it would be 2015. It'll be reached September 30th this year. We're on an unsustainable path. We have got to get off of this. The IMF said the United States will have to cut more money, more reduction in spending than any other country in the world, but Japan even more than Greece. So this is costing jobs. It threatens a double-dip recession. And I just got to say, I hope the President's words yesterday that we've got to live within our means will be followed through with the budget tomorrow.
All right, House Speaker John Boehner sent a letter to the president today talking about where they were, how they met this week. They found some common ground, but he finished off with this, saying the path to prosperity lies in liberating our economy from the shackles of out-of-control spending and big government, which he capitalized. Republicans stand ready to work with you and your administration to enact reforms that follow this path. Where can Republicans get together with the president? Where is their common ground on this issue?
There's a lot of common ground, but I got to tell you, the president is in a Nixon moment when the anti-communists went to China and entered into an agreement with the Chinese that really changed the world. I think that President Obama has an opportunity that he's got to take as a leader of the liberal movement in America to say, well, no matter how much we'd like to see government grow and spend more, at this point in history we've got to take some tough steps, and it will be defined tomorrow because the next budget he will produce will only take effect 6 weeks before the next election. This is his final opportunity to change the course. And Shannon, his first two budgets increased discretionary non-defense spending by 23%. This is so when he says we're going to freeze at that inflated level, that's not really doing anything but freezing in higher levels of spending that threaten America's prosperity.
Well, we understand many battles will be fought over this in the coming months. The White House again signaling, they say that the new proposal will save more than $1 trillion, shave it off the deficit over the next 10 years. We'll see. We know you have hearings this week. We'll be watching, and we thank you for making time for us today.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
Senator Sessions, great to have you.